Today on Alternative Unicorn, I'm actually just gonna catch you up on what the last 9 days of my life have been like. I recently took on the Whole 30. Some of you might know what the Whole 30 is. It is an exclusion diet. There's no dairy, no grains, no legumes, no sugar, no added sugar, no chemicals, no processed foods. And I just want to share with you some of the things that have kind of been opening up for me in regards to my mental health when doing this. Weight loss is something that I've struggled with for a really long time. As I'm going through the Whole 30, I'm realizing there's so much more to weight loss than I think I had ever realized before. And I just want to share with you some things that I'm going through. The first thing that I want to talk about that is probably the biggest change for me is not eating sugar. And this includes added sugar, so no honey, no agave, no unnatural sweeteners, nothing like that. I can get some sugar from fruits. I'm allowed to eat fruits, and there are some sugar in nuts. So it's not like I'm just not getting any kind of sugar intake at all. That would be bad for my insulin, but that's not the case at all. But giving up sugar for 30 days, and mind you, I am only on day 9, so I don't even know how deep this rabbit hole gets yet. Giving up sugar has completely changed my mental health in the last week. I was in a really rough place. I wasn't even posting videos for a while just because when I'm not feeling good, it's really difficult to do the thing that I need to do, which is talk about this, because then it makes you accountable. So I couldn't be accountable. I couldn't make videos and share things about mental health because I was having a really bad few weeks. And then I decided to do this program. I cut out sugar, got through the first few days of detox, of being in pain. And now something has happened is where I'm noticing that I am falling asleep faster. I am not getting huge surges of anxiety at night that I have always gotten. And I have so much more energy and my body is in no pain. This is completely changing my life in just a short amount of time. And I think I have talked about it before on this channel when I talk about anxiety and I talk about food and depression and how the foods that we eat really do affect our mental state. And I knew that conceptually, that when I ate natural foods that I was doing so much better, and that I noticed that changed my mood. But I had never in my life completely cut out sugar before, so I never knew that sugar was like a huge villain in my brain and was doing something to me that I didn't realize. It was working like an addiction. I feel like an addict in recovery right now. So this is huge for me. I'm also doing coursework as well. And one of the things that I really want to talk about and share with you, the things that I've learned, especially anyone out there that is struggling with health issues or weight issues and suffer from depression as a result of those kinds of things, I kind of want to put this information out here. I really considered not sharing it because it's kind of annoying. Everyone's on a health food kick and telling people how to live. That is not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is just share with you my experience, and if it resonates with one of you, let's talk about it. That's why I'm doing this. But what I realized, what's super important, is that my whole life I have approached weight loss as only a physical thing. I've always just focused on just my body, just on controlling my thoughts, controlling my cravings, and somehow thinking that I have willpower or that I have choices in some of these circumstances. And what I'm realizing in the last 2 years, I've been in a very deep spiritual place, going through kind of an awakening thing where my whole identity has changed in the last 2 years very drastically. I mean, who I am, what I want, what I think changed in the last 2 years because of this spiritual path that I am on right now. And I went into it thinking that I'm going to just treat this the way I treat every other type of weight loss thing, which is only dealing with the body. And I started reading this book. It's called A Course in Weight Loss, 21 Spiritual Lessons for Surrendering Your Weight Forever. And it's by Marianne Williamson. If some of you have heard of her, she's a New York best-selling author. She's spiritually driven. She talks about miracles. She's phenomenal, incredible, such an inspiring person. And so I started doing this coursework along with the Whole 30, going through my detox and sugar, and something clicked for me that has never clicked before. I have not been in alignment. I have not been in balance with my physical body and my spiritual self. These two things are so correlated. We're not just a body and we're not just a spirit. We're both. We are a soul in a body, if that's what you believe in. That's what I believe in. I believe I'm a soul inside a body, a borrowed shell that God has given me, has allowed me to use for this lifetime. So why on earth would this not be affected by spiritual conditions? Why on earth would my shell not want to be in communication with the spirit? And I realized that I have been treating myself like a dual person. I pray and do everything that I need to do for my spiritual health and really focus on that, and got to this level to where I feel very comfortable, very spiritual, getting messages and lessons and learning all these beautiful things, and feel very happy with my spiritual progress. In my body, it's just like out of control, the worst that it's ever been in my life. How on earth can that happen? Well, the reality is that I haven't been treating my body like a spiritual being, like a spiritual shell that it is, the home of my spirit. And now that I'm doing this coursework, I want to just read a passage from the very beginning of it that she talks about. And she says, your body is meant to be a reflection of your spirit, and both your thoughts and your cells will respond to a reminder of their divine protection. So this is what I just want to talk about today really quickly, is that your body is an echo of divinity, divine perfection. You're created being, you're given this beautiful shell, and it needs to exist in spiritual form as well. These things are dually connected, not one or the other. I can't do one without the other. And so it's time for me to detox, for me to cleanse, for me to create a new relationship with food, a new relationship with my body, and to give my body as much time and attention as I do my spiritual lessons and my spiritual path. I've neglected it for too long. I'm sure that I am going to hit some pitfalls and some things, but I can't describe to you how life-changing these last 9 days have been. Just 9 days. 9 days. And it's not about weight. It's not about how I look or anything like that. This is about me feeling different for the first time in my life. I have dieted before. I have lost lots of weight before. And I have never thought these thoughts. I have never felt this way. And I'm highly sensitive. And I was like, oh, my body's hurting. It's doing all these things. And I'm realizing, no, your body was always hurting. You just didn't know. You just weren't grounded into it. You weren't feeling it. It was always reacting this way to things. I've always been sensitive to sleep, sensitive to sound, sensitive to like emotions that are coming around, sensitive to the foods that I eat and processed things. I've always been that sensitive. It is not new. Everybody is that sensitive. I just wasn't aware. I wasn't in my body. I wasn't feeling my body. So I just wanted to give a quick little video and catch you up with where I am. I'm going through some massively life-changing things, exploring some new facets with food, and I'm really excited about the possibilities that are opening up for me right now. I haven't had to take medicine in days. I have like chronic heartburn, just like belly problems and like digestion problems, and I'm not taking medicine right now. That in and of itself is life-changing, and I am just excited to share some of this with you. Hopefully it's some of your guys' bag and you're into it, and if not, don't worry. I'm going to do my normal stuff too. I'm going to talk about mental health and all of these things, but I'm realizing that these two were more closely related than I had given it credit for in the past. So if any of you have done the Whole30 or doing cleanses that don't involve sugar, I'm really interested on if there are studies about sugar and mental health and how this affects our brain and how addiction affects our brain. Food addiction is really something that I'm getting into. I'm starting to treat this like a spiritual thing and not just a physical thing. And I am already seeing incredible results because my mindset is so different. It's not about anything else but being in balance and harmony. And that is something that I can manage. That is something that I can accept the challenge to. Being in harmony with myself, being in balance with my spiritual self and my physical body. That is something worth getting excited for and worth doing the work on, because it has so much more to do than vanity. It has nothing to do with vanity, nothing in the whole world. So I'm excited. we will see where I end up. And thanks for watching really quickly. Love you guys.